Alright, let us continue onward. I might have to, well, I probably will have to go in a little bit. Okay, what am I doing? Because the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cops' sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon, that's correct. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cops' sirens on my way out, so I went straight back to my office. And why is this wrong? Well, Nick, what do you think? He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. Press him fast before he has time to think things through. I've got to come right back at him with a contradiction. Be careful what you press him on though, or you'll get penalized, okay? Did I press him on everything before? So the meeting wasn't due to take place at Enter at all then? The kid was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about repayment. Even though I got the best punching bag you've ever seen, if there are any issues. Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people are scared to come. So that's why you decided to meet at Trebian.
Objection!
Then it's like, oh, it's irrelevant. Ha! You're going over old ground again, right? So, sorry. You just don't have a penalty, now suck it down. You will suck down the penalty, Mr. Red, and you will like it. Thank you, sir. May I have another? You can load back, obviously. I mean, where is the contradiction here? He's saying he never even went in. But we found MC Bomber. We found the CD, right? At his place. An ugly scene. What do you mean?
Objection!
The witness has already told us, right? Which makes that question irrelevant. But I limit myself to 17 cups of coffee during a trial. That's the rule. You better limit the number of times you take a penalty, right? Or your guts will look like the inside of a chimney. Ashen. Don't make me burn you again, Mr. Wright. I guess I shouldn't have pressed him on that. Guess I'm gonna make that special express after all. So, to recap, this ugly scene you saw was... The guy was laid out. Was he laid out though? Over the table? You mean you saw Glenn Elk's dead body? I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggedy bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some thickened henpecker. Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? Square watches, I remember this. Huh? What do you stink? Square watches. This guy for real? Look, all I needed to know was that something bad was going down in that place. No penalty for me. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. It's interesting I got no penalty for that. That's probably the right one then. So let's try here as well. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then. The tiger is a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? There are matches just inside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Poor gumshoe, it's almost enough to make a man cry. Yeah, so this second one is probably the thing with the CD. I heard the cops' sirens on my way out and I went straight back to my office. I think this is probably wrong, if I remember correctly. You went straight back. Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What are you trying to say? You trying to tell me you ain't never been guilty of nothing? We all have our crosses to bear. We all have to swallow the dark secrets behind. Like this, coffee time. The courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? Well, it's exactly the place, right? It seems you've done it again, Mr. Wright. Another irrelevant line of questioning. I must impose a penalty accordingly. How about a penalty for those two jokers and the garbage they keep coming up with? Right, now that I think I have a hand on the situation. I remember. Right here, I believe the MC Bomber CD is the thing we need. But you had this, right? Okay or not? Not sure I follow you, it clearly contradicts the I thought. You don't sound objection denied. On me any points for the judge. Okay. Ah, wrong one I think. This is the one I wanted. Or was this already the one I have tried to do it on? Okay, no, that's... I did try this combination. The guy was laid out over the table stiff as concrete. Stiff as concrete. What will negate that? Found in her apron pocket. Victim got this from the doctor for going to tray beyond. The bag is empty. Made of cardboard and paint to look authentic. Photo of the scene. Oh, he could not have seen him from the entrance, so could he? Objection! He could not have seen him. How could he have seen him? The photo is not right. Objection! Bro, what do you mean? Maybe the map, or maybe I'm just completely wrong. Objection! Yeah, okay, I'm right. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. He's mad. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, right? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre? From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. No, he wouldn't. There's a blocker. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. No. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why? That's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. Yep, right at the entrance. He's sweating. Never seen him sweating. So, from the entrance of Trebia, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Objection!
Objection? Really? Slamming? Wrong! Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. We established that was a fake.
Objection!
But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elg, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. Okay, give me a second. Alright, I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I'm back. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? Oh, it was this guy. You say the killer murdered Glenn Elf. It was the Tigre. And then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo? That case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. It's Furio Tigre.
Take that!
Obviously. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. Well, what? Well, witness? Grr, haha. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand, but the tiger is the king of the jungle, so I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Great, I'm gone. Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Ha! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Cadot, coffee time. Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. Slam. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no, no, no. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The serving girl is cadaver name. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Oh.
Objection!
Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. Objection. Oh, I'm back. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Ha! Nope. Found your pen at last, right? It was in my pocket. Wait. Ahem, but anyway. Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? There is only one option. It was Viola Cadaverny.
Take that!
Also has black hair. Same thing. Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverny. She's an employee of Tenderlender. You's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violeta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Good. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. And she had a kind of crackling laugh. That does describe her. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was already over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furo Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. No? Something to think about. You's got it all wrapped up nice, alright? But you's missed out on one real important thing. Oh? But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. Oh. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you's here? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Ha! What a troublemaker. The troublemaker? Coffee? Looks like we are going to need another one for the road. Another testimony? Nope. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Trebia between yourself and the victim? Witness testimony. Ties to the victim. Let's see. Yeah, I loaned Elg cash, about $100,000. Yep. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over. No, you wanted the CD, you didn't want the money back. The CD was worth a lot more than even the lottery ticket. Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah, well, you've got the week to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? We'll find out. Cross-examination? Yep, ties to the victim. Yeah, it's the CD, obviously. He wanted the CD. More. Yeah, I loaned L cash, about $100,000. Hold it. Did he have any way of paying the loan back? The fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up till he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him. Help him? You? I kept hitting him with ideas for ways he could get a big win. But the guy kept losing. So if you were helping him for his sake or yours? Been through compromise. Yous help me, I help yous. What's the difference, huh? Wait. I don't believe this. Nick, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5, max. Thanks a lot, Maya. Great. That day we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his pay back date, see? Hold it. Back date. So how much were you expecting him to pay you back on that day? What do you think? The whole package. $100,000, including interest. That's a real heavyweight punch. Once a client misses the repayment, you call the whole loan in. You wanna make it in my world? That's all you's gotta know. And how many times had Mr. Elg been late with his repayments? Once. And how much was he supposed to pay back every month? $50. What the hell? Sounds like Mr. Elk was in a real sticky spot. Yeah, at $50 a month, he'd never pay that huge loan off. Good. So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. He does, he has a CD. How much did he have left on his debt? You want it in round figures? About $100,000, all of it. That's the whole amount. We are talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet. What? You telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for the coffee? Certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Elg. That guy was smooth, I tell you, real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he says to me. The guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Hold it. Was that because he... The guy won the lottery. Was his last chance at a big win. And you can confirm that this is the ticket in question. That's it. The Millionaire radio show starts at 1:30 p.m. and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you two met with some accuracy. And the whole scene was acted out again 30 minutes later. All so that Mr. Kudo would see it. I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't never gonna forget it. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. it? Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. If there was no one there, I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Cadaverly were all there at that time. So the victim had intended to repay you from his lottery winnings from the beginning. Nope. Seems that way to me. He could not know he would win. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you? Ha! The undying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you ever had. That's what defines a true gambler. Makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. The waitress? You mean the girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair? Who else could I mean? If she hadn't got in the way, things would have been bada bing bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. Ask about what Maggie did. What exactly are you implying the defendant did? How about you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad. She poisoned Elg's coffee.
Objection!
Object. And you never took it? A likely theory. Your word hasn't held water lately, Mr. Tigre.
Objection!
Objection. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene, right? The law don't exactly agree with some of the deals I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split. I see. Slam. Your Honor. The witness's last few statements are worth a good 2 cups of coffee. I concur, Mr. Godot. You will amend your testimony accordingly, witness. Ha ha ha! So that's what you's after, Phoenix, right? Yep. Thanks to what she did, my business with that kid was over.
Hold it!
Hold it. The tiger's trying to pin the crime on Maggie. If I ask him about what he saw, it's only going to damage our case. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? I used all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with the testimony or would you like it amended? I don't know, leave it. I better leave it at that and try to figure something out. Thank you, Your Honor, but there is no need to amend the testimony. Very well. Continue with your cross-examination then. So the tiger was meeting Glenn Elk to get his money back. If Mr. Elk would have had just given him the lottery ticket, that would have been the end of it. Yeah, so what's the tiger's motive? This is the big one. If I don't manage to undermine this testimony, it's all over for us. Why would he have to poison Mr. Elk? And why did he loan him the money in the first place when he knew he couldn't repay him? Because he wanted the virus that he was making. Hold it again. We can try and push it. It's only gonna damage. Okay. Wanted the cash. Have it amended. I'm not going to get anywhere with the testimony as it stands. Your Honor, the defense would like the testimony amended. Very well. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect your recent statements, please. I was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. There you go. Boom, we got him. Are you saying you had no other motives that day? Yeah, so what? Then why didn't you take the lottery ticket when you left? Why do you stink? Because of Four Eyes over there. Because of Maggie? How about you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elk's coffee. Objection. A likely theory of what doesn't add water. Great. Your Honor, the witness will ask a cup of coffee. Amend. Okay, so I can keep amending it over and over. I see. Have it amended, please. Okay, here we go. He had no other things to kill the, no other reason to kill the guy. False. You wanted this CD, MC Bomber virus. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elk owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. No. Unfortunately for Mr. Elk, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were after, really after. Objection. Coffee time. What are you getting at, right? What else would a moneylender be after other than money? More money? Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. Oh, he knows. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? Okay, it's just very valuable. I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. Great. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important part. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Several $1 million? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection!
Objection, really? You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program? Yep. Exactly. Coffee. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, right? A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. Yep, for repaying the loan of Violetta. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tiger need money to the tune of $1 million? A $1 million medical bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year for this. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. Oh. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. How much it is do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. $1 million, a preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. Great. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Oh, order, order, order. You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright. Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverny. Oh, did you say Cadaverny? Yep. Bruto Cadaverny, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violeta, also known as Viola Cadaverny. Born. Great. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverny demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glen Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000 and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly, at the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So, some poison. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glen Elg and then made his next move to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glen Elg, while Viola Cadaverny played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. This guy. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Objection. The chef. Like I said, right, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like this. The chef is also intended, but they might ask. Yep, okay. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
Objection!
He knew. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order, order. Silence or I will clear the courtroom. Carr, he's growling again. You put on a good show, Spiky. No, what now? Yous wanna stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness and framed someone? If I did something as crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. Yes, you are. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. Put the ticket in her pocket. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, right? Yep, smart. What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? I don't know. Potassium cyanide? Put the cyanide in her pocket, right? Why does he look happy? Maybe he's not happy? Gonna spit. And what's the relevance of that, right? It's just a little intro. What's this wrong? An intro into what? It seems all this has been an elaborate trick on the part of the defense. No, wait. Mr. Tigre did play a trick, a huge trick. Interesting. I don't know if fill us all in. Okay, we go again. My bad. It was not that. Oh, he became a lawyer. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation, yet you all were fooled. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? Oh. No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I had ever seen. Grr. Arr.
Objection!
Objection? Really? Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? He's the judge. Gulp. Hey. But forget about it, yeah? Oh, he's sad now. He's breaking. I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection!
Objection? No. Have you no pride, sir?
Objection.
Objection again. Coffee time. This isn't a matter of pride. Slam. In case you didn't know, right? Here in court, we deal with people's lives. Uh, Mr. Cadot is right. Your Honor, speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. No. The defense has no further evidence. The court will now excuse the witness. What the hell? There's so much we proved. Come on, game. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. Say he impersonated Glenn Elg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Nah, Gumshoe has to come in with the evidence. Ha! Oh, he's back. Sucks to be you, right? Oh, what's going on? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. Give me a sec. Alright, alright. All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. No. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha! Thing is, we have no conclusive proof. But then he admitted he was there and so many things. We just cannot admit for sure he killed the person. I don't know, man. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. Gumshoe! One more piece of evidence and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. Gumshoe! Gumshoe! What the hell? Yep, there he is. Hold it. Your Honor, sir. Wait! Hey, it's Gumshoe. Detective. Detective Gumshoe. Sorry I took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too, great little Maggie Bird. What is it, detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final, decisive piece of evidence. The... What? Why am I outside? Is it over? January 8, 2:48 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. I guess it's a recess. The results. About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so? Do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. They are the tigers, right? I knew it. Maybe they're not. Hehehe, you bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They are Furo Tigre's paw prints, alright. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. The dude. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but... It really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Yeah, because he could have touched the medicine when they were meeting. Huh? What? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn Elk's coffee. He's already admitted that he met with the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. Oh, I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I have been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie, you've been working on something for me? Hmm. Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We are supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait. He's gone. Great. Is there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Great. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Alright. The victim's ear medicine, covered in Furo Tigre's fingerprints. Could I use it? I don't know. Maybe. January 8, 3:04 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. This suit color Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes. Coffee. Don't keep us all in suspense, right? Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Put the pressure on me. Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But yous lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. Good. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I am really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Is it again? Yep. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
Take that!
I'll present it. I have to. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's? Your Honor. Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? Doesn't mean anything. Godot knows. But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains. Except one man. one person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that fancy looking bottle. Is that what you said? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? Oh? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Oh? Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. So, again. Why? Because it contains potassium cyanide. Yep, lie. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. L, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. You're gonna say, no, I didn't use that bottle, I used a different one. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? Can I admit it? Ha 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 ha! You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. Think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, no. This is the bottle. We found traces of poison in it. Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. How do you know it's not got it? You don't know. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. How do you know? That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. You just destroyed yourself, buddy. You torpedoed yourself. Yep, Godard understands now. He's like, oh shit, he knows what the cyanide bottle looks like. Why does he know that? Got him at last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. He knows. You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You screwed yourself. You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. Get tricked. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You don't know who you're messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Yep, of them all. Should be better. Grrr. Oh, he's exploded. Gah. Oh, he's going Super Saiyan. You gonna admit it? The light broke? What's going on? Oh, yep, we are in the dark. That's me. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Oh, his eyes are on. Well done, Wright. Is he gone? I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. He threw it at me? Great. Savor it. Oh, he's still here. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Yep, we got him. Hey, Maggie. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He is being arrested on the suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor. Suspicion? Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Curio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. I smashed him again. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. Yay! And she's saluting. That is all. This court is adjourned. Boom! We saved her. Now we can eat the lunchbox. January 8, 4:10 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Mr. Wright, what? I am at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him. It wasn't me. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. It's Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading out then, pal. See you around. Wait. Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. One said. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, I was... Well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. I ran away again. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Yeah, okay, he's a good girl. Hates him, bro. What the hell? Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya is right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie. You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. He even made you more food. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. Okay, save again. This is very important, man. Very, very important. I'll know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. A tenderly handmade lunchbox. Fills your stomach with love and plenty of beanies. Gumshoe's lunchbox. Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? Hmm. I I actually really like beanies, you know? Oh, she's hungry. Great girl. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Um, is it okay if I eat this now? Yeah, they're all eating it together. So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. Forgive the gum man. Go out with him or something. I don't know. The case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. Oh, and the lunchbox is empty. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Alright? Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout, the end. That's pretty nice. We have Turnabout Beginnings. Oh, we got an achievement. Recipe for Turnabout, cleared chapter 3 of PWAA TNT. A brand new episode has been added. Turnabout Beginnings. It's about Edgeworth. Interesting. What about him? The girl. Let her go. What the hell? On a broken ass bridge? An old movie scene? Shut up. You come closer and I kill her. Sorry, but you are not going to get the chance. Bang. Oh, someone fell into the water. Who shot whom? It's me, apparently. I am reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Oh. Fugitive data, what the hell? Picture data 1. Name Terry Flaws. Charged kidnapping murder. Sentence death penalty. Oh, so he obviously lost. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Flaws met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. Well, that's pretty bad. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Okay, so 6 years earlier. Holy, Mia Fey, first trial. The first trial of Mia Fey. Oh my god. February 16, 9:24 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 4. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Oh my lord. Eek! I mean, he definitely looks guilty. Turnabout beginning. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. So maybe he's not guilty. I don't know. Let's see.